What is good, everybody? It's your boy Tej, and today I'm going to be showing y'all how I would make a beat for Savage Mode 2 with the dark piano and string melodies. Overall, it's not too complicated of a beat compared to some of the other ones. With that said, let's get right into it. So to start off the whole melody, I went into Key Zone and chose the Yamaha Grand Piano preset, and then I just drew out a couple chords, kinda in the style of Glock on my lap. So the first chord is just a D minor with some of the notes extended into the lower octaves, so it sounds kind of like darker and it builds a little bit of tension. Then in order to create some tension, I basically just kept most of the notes the same and put some of them in the higher octave, but the key note change here is from A to A sharp right there, and incorporating the half step lower E. So this is what that would sound like in context. And so for the second one, I pitched the bottom one up to F instead of E, and then the top one from down from F to E. And then that's just repeated over an 8-bar loop. And before I forget, I got the idea for the piano and the strings from a video by Sound Selection. Be sure to go check out his. I'll leave the video link in the description. So with that said, let's just continue with the melodies. So I took those same chord ideas and I put them into strings, except I didn't really have them be all over the place. I kind of kept the chords pretty mellow and the same. So this is just what that sounds like. And it's just that same thing looped for 8 bars instead of 4. And the preset I used was bigger legato strings in X-Band 2. X-Band, I've noticed, has some pretty solid sounds. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had for the melodies. For effects on the piano, I put a low-cut EQ for the parts where the 808 and the kick kind of comes in. So then that way it doesn't really conflict with the 808 notes. I put a vinyl on there, and this is really key to kind of building that like tension that Metro and Southside kind of put in those Savage Mode 2 beats, is they detune it a little bit. This one I have about like 13%, 12 or 13% detune, and then I put a reverb on it. It's pretty similar to the standard preset. I just turned the decay down a little bit and the wet a little bit up. And then for the strings, I put another low-cut EQ, a compressor to kind of make it a little louder, and then again another vinyl with a little more detune. This one's about 15-16%. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the melody and the effects. I'm gonna just hop straight into the drums. So I started off with a snare. It's basically the same third beat of each measure pattern that I normally do, and I have another snare on and of 1 on all the even measures except for the 6th one. So that basically just sounds like this. And I added a pretty basic hi-hat pattern, nothing crazy, like no rolls or anything. It's just a 2-step pattern with some triplets here and there. And then I added an open hat. Then I added this kind of subtle perk / shaker sound. And so if you listen really closely to Runnin', you can kind of hear this perk in the background that Metro has at a really low velocity, and he kind of pans it a little bit. And so I kind of tried to replicate something similar to that. And so I basically just took this shaker and I just laid out 6 notes, and then I changed the velocities as you see here. And then I went here to control and then note pan, and I alternated the panning on it. So it goes from left to right and it alternates for each one. So in context, it sounds something like this. Then after that, I added a kick. And the second pattern is basically the same, except I just don't have the kick right here. And then lastly, for the drums, I added a pretty simple 808 pattern. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the drums and the melody. Pretty simple beat compared to like some of the other things, some of the other tutorials that I have up on the channel. As always, I'll have the full beat at the end. Thank you guys for watching the video. Check out some of their social medias, link will be in the description. Leave some comments below, let me know what you'd like to see me do next. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.